Good morning, cadets. Today we'll continue the poem Chivi. So, the poem Chivi is about what a child must do and must not do. But if we constantly nag or chivi or annoy, irritate a child with do's and don'ts, must not and must, the child becomes underconfident and is not able to take decisions independently. Parents should check their children, they should improve their child, but it should not be done constantly. We continue the next stanza. Pull your socks up, stand up straight, say thank you, don't interpret. No one thinks you're funny. Take your elbows off the table. So these are the sentences parents use to check their child. Pull your socks up,
Ma'am,
stand up
your
straight,
voice is breaking.
say
Ma'am,
thank
your
you,
voice is breaking, ma'am.
don't interrupt. No one thinks you're funny. Take your elbows off the table. So they are teaching the child table manners. While eating, you should not rest your elbows on the table. So lot of nagging is done and the child is expected to take independent decisions. The child is nagged so much that the child lacks decision making ability. So there is a point where parents should allow the child to do whatever he is doing, not always checking them.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Can you make your own mind up about anything? So ultimately, the child feels I cannot sit the way I like, I cannot stand the way I like, I cannot even put my elbows wherever I like. So, can I make any decision? If such small things also I am nagged and chivied constantly, do I have a voice? Grown-ups say things like speak up, don't talk with your mouth full, don't stare, don't point, don't pick your nose. Definitely, certain manners and etiquettes have to be told to every child, but it should not be done every now and then. That is the only thing parents should take care. The child has to improve. Definitely, the advice of the parents is required, but it should not be done constantly. Sit up, say please, less noise, shut the door behind you, don't drag your feet. Haven't you got your hanky? So don't you have a handkerchief if you're sneezing or suffering from cold or eaten something? Use your handkerchief. Take your hands out of your pockets. So before walking, means walking, when you walk before the elders, you should never put your hands in your pockets. That is disrespect and ill manners. But these things should be taught to the children, but it should not become nagging. Pull your socks up, stand up straight, say thank you, don't interrupt. No one thinks you're funny. Take your elbows off the table. And ultimately, the child is expected to make good decision and he is expected to make a wise decision. After so much nagging, the child becomes so underconfident and nervous, it may hamper his growth. It may not be a contributed to his personality development. It will rather spoil his personality if you nag the child constantly. Summary of the poem. When the poet was 5 years old, his mother sent him to the nearby school for his early education. As we all are familiar with strict teachers of primary schools as well as their rules in the class, both the things are evil for the cute children of the school. But what can they do to do save themselves from schools? They have to suffer. Same thing has happened to the poet. The teacher or the elders annoyed him. Now let us discuss the question answers. When is a grown up likely to say, don't talk with your mouth full? So, this is likely to happen on the dining table when you are having meals and your mouth is full of food and you try to make a conversation. Definitely, the parents or elders there will scold you. The answer is the grown ups are likely to say this when kids are eating and have their mouths full and they are trying to speak. When are you likely to be told this? Say thank you. If somebody gives you a bar of chocolate or gift, or they have told you please help me, and you helped and they say thank you, you also have to say thank you, that's okay, you're welcome. So in many situations they are teaching you general manners. Grown-ups
Ma'am, when I was a kid, ma'am, that time they told me. Now I
grown-ups instruct kids to say thank you when someone offers them something or when someone helps them. When do you think an adult would say this? No one thinks you're funny. So you crack bad jokes and you act strangely, then definitely such a comment would come from an adult or a elder person. The adult would say this when children are told to perform some activity and they feel shy. Okay, this also may happen that you have learned new nursery rhymes or new song or new dance, and the parents wants you to show it to the guest, and you feel shy. No, no, today I'll not do. And someday, and all you do at that time, they will get irritated that you my child has talent, I want to show to the guest or the relatives or friends, so they will scold you. No one thinks you are funny. The last two lines of the poem are not prohibitions or instruction. What is the adult now asking the child to do? Do you think the poet is suggesting that this is unreasonable? Why? So, if you remember the last two lines, it says about that after so much nagging, the child is expected to take independent decision. But when you have nagged the child so much, the child has become nervous, underconfident. How do you expect such things to happen? You have never allowed the child to be independent. So you can't expect him to take wise decision or quick and prompt decision. Answer is the last two lines of the poem are not prohibitions or instructions. Instead, the last two lines pose an irony. So I had told you what's an irony. In these lines, the adult is now asking the children to take independent decision. Yes, the poet is suggesting that this is unreasonable because at all times the grown-ups expect children to listen and follow instructions of the adults blindly, and one fine morning suddenly you want them to take their own decisions. You never allowed even a decision of his of keeping his elbow on the table, and then you suddenly think that why don't you make a good decision today? How can the child make a good decision when the whole entire time you are nagging and chewing the child? So this is not about prohibition or instruction. The poet is trying to suggest the parent has a great role in improving the child, advising the child, suggesting the child. The parent plays a major role, but the parent should know when there should be a full stop. If you don't give full stop and break to the child becomes underconfident and he does not have decision making capacity. So it's a very beautiful question wherein the poet is suggesting it is unreasonable that grown-ups expect children to listen and follow instruction blindly and afterwards expect them to become good decision makers. Why do you think grown-ups say the kind of things mentioned in the poem? It is important they teach children good manners and how to behave in public. Definitely, every parent is ambitious and wants his child to be the best child. So they want to show their friends, relatives, others that my child is the best. So they try to check their child constantly, but they don't know, unknowingly they are nagging the child. The child gets irritated. The child loses the capacity of making good decisions. So the answer is I think the grown ups say the kind of things mentioned in the poem in order to teach children the decent and the proper ways of doing things. Yes, it is important that adults teach children good manners and how to behave in public because they have experience and learnt new things and many things. But sometimes adults become so strict with children that they lose their innocence and playfulness. So, once again, I would like to read the answer. I think the grown ups say the kind of things mentioned in the poem in order to make the child well mannered. But in that process, the child
Where is the present
resume.
left himself?
So I think the grown-ups say such kind of things mentioned in the poem in order to teach children decent and proper ways of doing things. It's very important to teach children good manners, etiquettes, uh, good behavior. So manners have to be taught because adults have lot of experience of life and they have learnt by experience. But we should know where to put a full stop. That is what is required. Adults should know where to put a full stop. They should teach manners, they should teach etiquettes, but there is a point where the child should have liberty, freedom to do certain things. And when they go wrong, the adults should check. Otherwise, the child loses innocence and playfulness. If you had to make some rules for grown-ups to follow, what would you say? Make at least five such rules. Arrange the lines in the poem. So, first we'll read out this, and then I would like somebody in a decent way to present rules. Not that today you are, we have got the opportunity, let us do it. No, you will do it decently. So, what are the five rules? First one is agreeable. Don't shout at children. I shouted at Sarvesh, but Sarvesh has done things like that. Don't beat them. Yes, physical punishment as far as should be avoided. Don't use mobile while eating. Very good. If the adults are the role models and they are using their mobile on table while eating, and never use abusive language. Spend more time with pets and children. Don't stop children from playing. So these are certain things children would like to tell adults. Once again for you, don't shout at children, don't beat them, don't use mobile while eating, don't use abusive language for anyone, spend more time with pets and children, don't stop children from playing. These are the rules children would like grown-ups to follow. If somebody has such good rules, I would like cadet to volunteer. Frame it properly and then we take it up. Please speak.
Don't abuse anyone.
Don't abuse anyone.
Schedule a time slot for fun and game.
Very good. Schedule certain time for fun and game.
Keep the neighborhood clean.
Okay. Your elders are advised to keep the neighborhood clean.
Don't smoke or spit publicly.
Very good. Don't smoke and spoil your lungs. And don't spit pan here and there. Oh my God, the child is very observant. Very good. So don't spit pan.
No
here.
physical punishment.
Very good. No physical punishments to be given. It pains. Yeah. Yes.
Never tell children to study all the time.
Okay. Children also need a break from studies. So it is a request to the grown-ups that don't tell 24 into 7 study, study, study. Okay. Yes, Cadet Smruti, what do you want the grown-ups to stop?
Don't compare each other, ma'am.
Yeah.
Everybody has the special talents.
Very good. This point I was expecting. Don't compare any child with
Yes, ma'am.
any
My
other
mother
child
telling that
because
Hindi,
every
Hindi,
child is unique,
study all the
talented.
time.
Some may be good at sports, some may be good at academics, some may be good on stage. So everybody has a different forte. So it is a humble request to all the grown-ups not to compare any child with other children. Very good point. Okay.
Ma'am, I am Supreet. I have one more.
Yeah.
Be always healthy.
Ma'am,
Okay.
don't tell every small children lies, ma'am. Ma'am, when
Never
they born, they
tell
will be telling.
unnecessary lies. Okay, don't tell unnecessary lies to the children. Though they are small, they are wise enough to understand. Yeah, some smart.
Ma'am, such as they will tell trees will grow inside the inside the mouth if they tell lie. Ma'am, the adults will be only telling the lies, no, ma'am.
Acha. So the point is, don't teach superstitious things to children. That trees may grow in your stomach and all. If you
Ma'am,
start,
and when children want to express their opinions, don't stop them by telling, don't interrupt when adults are speaking. You are small, you can't understand.
okay, so children should be given the liberty to express their opinion. Thank you so much. So much ideas are there with children.